Just check the homework. This is actually your homework for today. But again, we're going to do number 1 together just to make sure any of us that aren't sure, here's your guidance. If you understand and you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and work ahead and just check it compared to my answers at the end. All right? We added on there and outliers because I forgot to write it in. Okay. So for number 1, I'm going to go ahead and number 1. For number 1, what is step 1? What's the very first thing on all of these problems? If we got a list of numbers, we're going to do, Emily, put them in order. We're going to number our numbers in order. So for number 1, what's the very first number? What's my smallest number? Gabriella? 250. All right, once I write it down, I am going to mark it out. All right, what's after 250, Emily? 298. I'm going to mark that out. What's after 298? Gabriella? 346. And then I'm going to mark that out. What's after 346? Cameron? 369. And I'm going to mark that one out. What's next? Micaiah? What? Micaiah? 422. Thank you. My tongue got kind of stuck on that. All right, and what's going to be next? Faith. 433. All right, and that marks out, so there are no more numbers up there. Guys, we can also double check it. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers in my problem. Do I have 6 numbers here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, always double check, because if we leave a number out, what's going to happen to all of our answers? They're going to be wrong. Don't do all that work when we probably could have found our mistake just by counting and making sure it matches. All right. In order to do my work, I'm going to make sure I skip lines. Please at least skip 2 lines. I'm going to skip 3 because y'all know me. I like to write a lot. So I'm going to skip 3 lines here, and then I'm going to list out all of the things in the directions it tells me to find. So starting with the mean, then the median, then the mode. All right, guys, all of these have to do with the center. So I'm just going to leave those right there, and then I'm going to do the other ones over here in this next list. So over here we have the range, the LQ, which is my lower, what's that word? Quartile, very good. My UQ, which is my upper quartile. IQR, does anyone remember? What does IQR stand for? IQR, raise your hand so I can actually hear you. IQR, what does it stand for? Like inner quartile range. Perfect. And then the last thing that I added into the directions was outliers. All right. All right, we're ready now. Last week, we talked about how to find the mean. What do I do to find the mean?
You add all of the numbers up.
Excellent, Cameron. First step, add them all up. Have you added them up already, Gabriella?
Yes.
What'd you get?
2,118.
2,118. Does that sound correct to y'all? Did y'all type that in? Did y'all get that? Okay, so I added them up. Now, does that mean 2,118 is my mean? No, because remember, these are central tendency. Is 2,118 going to be anywhere near the center of this problem? No. Okay, so now what do I need to do? Divided by 6. Thank you. Very good. And what do I get when I type in divided by 6 into my handy-dandy calculator? All right. Faith. 353. Okay, so there is my mean. All right. My median. How do I find my median? Emily. Looking at the middle. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find the middle. Shaking out my hands, so I'm ready. All right. I'm on the outside. I'm going to go 1 in on both sides. I'm going to go 1 more in on both sides. Ooh!
2.
We got 2 numbers. So is there a middle? No, so that means we're going to have to find the middle. Hey, guys, where is the middle going to be located? In the middle of those 2 numbers, right? So I'm not going to circle those 2 numbers because are those numbers the actual middle?
No.
No. We've got to go in between those. Okay, so I'm just going to draw me a little arrow coming right down between those. Or kind of actually maybe a big arrow so that I don't miss it. All right, so there we go. We're finding the middle of them. Oh, there we go. That makes that look better. All right. So what am I going to do to find the middle of those two numbers? Annabella, what do I need to do to find the middle of those two numbers? Add them up. Step 1, add them up. So we're going to do 346 plus 369. What do we get when we add that up? Kaylee? 715. Okay, so 715. Is that in between 346 and 369? No, so there's something else we have to do to that. What else do I have to do? Because we're not at the middle yet. I'm so sorry, guys. I need to put that on silent. I thought I just had. Faith?
Divide by 2.
We got to split that in half, so we're going to divide by 2. So divide by 2. So now what do I get when I divide that by 2? Cameron. 357.5. 357.5. So now, guys, that is in the middle. Is 357.5 between 346 and 369? Yeah, so that looks good. So I'm going to write that down here as my median, 357.5. All right, mode. Ooh, we haven't done modes this week yet. What is mode? Someone remind me. What is the mode? Mode. Sarah Grace, what's the mode?
The mode is when you have to add the biggest number minus the smallest number.
Okay. Thinking of something else there. We got it flipped with one of the other ones. What's the mode, Tina?
The one that appears the most.
Yeah, remember, mode, most. Mode, most, mode, most. Is there a number there that appears the most? Is there one that's there more than any of the others? No, so there's no mode, none. Okay, so that was all last week. Oh, range. Range is still last week, but it's a measure of variation, right? Because it tells us how far apart they are. Okay. Range. What am I going to do to find the range? Oh, remember, guys, sorry. Backtrack for a second. Can I put 0 here? No, because remember, 0 is a number. So if I said 0 is the mode, then I should see a lot of zeros. Are there any zeros there? So do not put 0. You got to write out the word none or no mode. Range. What am I going to do for the range? Taylor. 433 minus 250. All right, because we do our biggest number minus our smallest number. Sorry, this is going to drive us all crazy. All right. So what do we get for our range when we do the big number minus the small number? Emily? 183. All right, y'all agree? Do y'all agree? Okay. All right, so now, here we go. This is what we did yesterday. Here's the new stuff. Lower quartile. So remember, when we found our median, that splits it in half, right? I got 3 down here, 3 up here. What is my lower quartile going to be? Taylor? 298. Because what's in the middle over here? 298. Guys, I'm not going to circle it. What am I going to do?
Arrow.
Yeah, let's make it just a big arrow, because once I've made that the lower quartile, it's actually helping me split this up. So 298 is my LQ. And I'm going to kind of actually shade that in, because is 298 up there anymore? No, we're going to go ahead and bring that down. It's an important number that we need, okay? So we're going to put 298 for our LQ. Lower quartile. Okay? All right, what's my upper quartile? Upper quartile. Makayla. 422. So again, there's my arrow. 422 is my upper quartile. All right, guys, the whole goal in these quartiles in this median, did it split it up into 4 equal pieces? Yeah. Each piece has only one number. Sometimes your pieces will have 2 numbers. Technically, your pieces could have 5 numbers, but that's going to be like a super long list of numbers that we're not going to do a problem like that, okay? All right, inner quartile range. Remember, guys, this is like the range, but instead it's the quartile range. So what am I going to do to find that quartile range? What? Yeah, we got to subtract these two quartiles, making sure which one has to be first. 422. That big one has to be first. So 422 minus 298 equals, Kaylee? 124. Okay, so there's my interquartile range. Outliers. So outliers was something that kind of a lot of us maybe found a little bit complicated yesterday, but today we've kind of clarified that. To be an outlier, it has to be way bigger or way smaller than the others. It has to stand way out. Not just stand out, but stand way out. Okay? So on my outliers here, do I have any outliers or what are my outliers?
There's none.
There are none. Like, guys, these numbers are pretty far apart, but aren't they all far apart? Yeah, so there are no outliers, none. All right? Guys, you got two more problems. You're going to do number 2 and 3 like that. If you did number 1 on your own, please make sure you check it. All right? You're going to finish up number 2 and number 3 from the top, doing that exact thing. All right? I'm going to go cut the lights on so you can see what you're doing.